is I want to talk about how I took AI and inserted it into my class. And I do teach English. So I know that's the big bad, AI is the big bad for English, but this is all about my journey through AI or through English with AI, I guess is how you put it. And you can see I've called myself a purveyor of AI awesomeness, but I am also an instructor here at like, this is me. Hey, here I am. This is just kind of a overview of what I do, and I wanted to give you guys an idea of what my class looked like. I have a very well varied class where we have students all the way from running start, which in Washington State is something where students come to the high school to, or come from the high school to take college classes and thereby receiving college credit before they actually leave high school, which is awesome. But I have everything from that. So I have workers who are returning to have a second career. I have incredibly varied ethnicities in my class. So that's one of the things I love about teaching here. So, and I forgot to take a minute to apologize for my terrible lighting. I feel like I'm in one of those old 70s pictures, 1970s pictures where everything's yellow and you don't know why everything's yellow. But I have a really cool light that makes me look awesome, but I couldn't find it. So I'm going to be here in the blur. This is my journey to AI acceptance. And it was very interesting listening to some other speakers talk about how they struggled, but or how they either dove in or struggled. My journey to AI acceptance came like this. Like many of you, I heard of ChatGPT in December-ish of 2022. And my relatives who do not teach, I will put that out there, were very quick to tell me how ChatGPT was going to make me irrelevant to the world. I blew them off until spring quarter, and I had a student turn in a ChatGPT paper, and I thought, maybe I am irrelevant. And then in September, quickly after that, I went to the Teach with AI conference. And in that same September, I changed my entire curriculum to include AI. That means I came back from because we're on quarter systems here. For those of you who are in semesters, this might be a little confusing, but we're in quarters here. And I left the conference first day, went back to my Canvas shell and deleted everything and put up a notice that said, new curriculum coming, and first week, I just rebuilt the whole thing and included AI. So winter and spring, I improved my approach, and I guarantee you I've been annoying people with my love of AI in the classroom, especially because I teach English. A lot of people are like, what? That doesn't make any sense. But here we go. All right, as I go forward, I want to talk about some possibly relevant info. I do only use the free versions of Google Gemini and ChatGPT for these particular assignments that I'm going to share with you. That is because I believe in removing all the barriers. So my students often can't afford even the small amount it costs to sign up for things. And I just go free, so everything's free. My students used all the things to access. Some of them we did solo, some we did in groups. And as I talk you through these, it would be great if you just either shout out, shout out your questions or raise your hand if that's your deal, or just write them in the chat. I guess we're chat writing. I'm worried I'm going to miss somebody. I'm all about fair, so I don't want to miss anybody. There was trial and error. So that is, there we go. All right. So these are the AI assignments that I did. I'm not going to read them all out loud because I'm going to assume that you guys can read them all. But note that the ones I'm going over in this presentation are going to be the icebreakers, of course, AI outlining, AI to find a theme, and AI helping you find your writing voice. I have these other three as bonus slides at the end of the presentation. These were the ones that I actually presented at the AI conference. And I was worried that I was going to get some people who already saw me at the AI conference. I wanted to do some new stuff. But I couldn't let go of my old favorites. So I have all of these on here, but the ones in bold are what we're going to talk Okay, any questions so far? Are we following along? I'm a bit of a fast talker, I know. The first thing I want to talk about is outlining using AI. It surprisingly to me was one of the most successful uses of AI in my classrooms because I had students before I would say, okay, write an outline. And I would just assume that all of my students, before they reached English 101 or 102, had experience and instruction in writing an outline. I was not correct about that. Many of them did not have experience, or, I had a wide variety of skills, but, I would walk them through how to do it. And a lot of them, would get frustrated about what do I decide are my points. So, when I embraced my love of AI, I taught them, I started teaching it this way: to enter the topic with any ideas you have for subpoints and ask the AI to create a 2-page essay an outline for a 2-page essay. No, 2-page essay would be cheating. An outline for a 2-page essay. And then I would have them look at it and copy and paste the outline into an assignment. And then at the end of the outline, I would ask for a paragraph explaining the work, what worked and what did not in the outline. And one of the key things about all these assignments is the reflection paragraph I had the students do at the end. They would have the AI work, and then they would say, okay, so I'm going to write this story or write this essay about microplastics in the ocean. And the essay says, okay, or the AI says, okay, I'm going to help you write this outline. And then the student would look at it and go, hey, this is a great outline. I didn't even think of some of this stuff. Or they would look at it and say, this is not what I wanted to talk about at all. A lot of my students found it helpful. Some still preferred their own thoughts, but it was a very good assignment to get them going. Okay, so I have a question about whether CPTC provides students with access to Google or Microsoft for education. We have, see, the Microsoft Office is available to all students. And we do have that linked into Canvas. I don't know that the AI tools are turned off. I think that they are available. Yeah, and I agree also that the paid versions are better. And I also agree that inequity is seeping its way, because I have a question about the paid versions are better. So while I advocate the free versions to students, with the paid versions have a leg up. It is one of the ways that inequity seeps in. I absolutely require that everybody uses the free version as much as we can require anything. I only use the free versions of these because I want to know what my students are able to do. But in my classes so far, and if things are going to change so much, but in my classes so far, most of my students have never used AI, or this is one of their first kind of forays into that world. But the bottom line for me is I cannot require students to get the paid version. And I do think it's interesting about equity. Oh, this is a really great question. Somebody asked me if students end up using AI to write the reflective paragraph too. I have to be honest. I suspected it a couple times that it was an AI reflective paragraph. And I handled it by highlighting a phrase that screamed AI to me and said, just so you know, this is a common phrase of AI. So be careful that if you're using AI for things that you're actually inserting your own voice. But another way around that is you can have them do the reflective paragraph by hand or in class. Okay. Yes, thank you. I am the free version of Google Gemini and ChatGPT. All right, I'm going to move on a little bit. Okay, so yeah, the real work that I see them doing with the AI for the outline has to do with helping them see how ideas could be organized. Also, the way that I teach it, it helps them narrow their topic down. That's like a huge thing. Narrow the topic down, see their subpoints, and also verifies their own subpoints. Another way that I have taught this is to have them write their own outline and then have AI do the outline and do like a comparison thing. For me, all the power is in the reflective paragraph, that they look at what they know, what AI can offer them, and move forward. Here are some, okay. Oh, geez. Okay. These are some student reflections from those assignments. And when I first started this in the fall, I had a lot of pushback for, well, I just like doing my own. I don't want AI to do it. I like doing my own. But what was most powerful for me were the students who said, oh my gosh, I had no idea where to start. I would just procrastinate. I didn't know what to do. I would just sit there and stare at the page. And now I have this tool of giving me, a direction. So this is one of my favorite comments, though. It felt like cheating, so it was weird. So I think a lot of our students do have that internal compass about whether I should or shouldn't, but that has been the reactions for that, for the outline. Let's see. Okay, yeah, okay. Kristen wants everybody to know that if you were trying to go to the applications track, that is the link. Okay. And I wonder if it would be useful to share a class reading that is outlined by AI. I'm not sure I follow. Is the question asking like would it be useful to look at the outline that AI did and then have them do it? I have shared a lot of AI results before in my class. That's absolutely true. So I have found that to be useful. Oh, just as an example of the power of outlining. Yes, that makes sense. I actually think any assignment, it's very powerful to do an example of what you're doing. And I do actually think that showing an AI outline would be helpful. The other thing that you can do with AI is show the class, like in front of the class, take them through ChatGPT or Google Gemini, and feed the AI an essay, and then have it outline it so you can kind of see them reverse outline it, or kind of see the AI reverse outline it. Okay, moving on to, okay, finding a theme. This is another one of my surprise uses of AI. A theme. This is for my 102 class where I give them limited number of stories, and I say, you need to choose a short story from this list. I don't give them the world because aside from AI, I'm a huge fan of OER, which is probably why I like the free versions of Google Gemini at ChatGPT, because I like open educational resources. So I give them a short story and I say, hey, I do one of two things. First, you can have them brainstorm together in groups, like what they think the themes are. But a lot of times these are online classes. But I ask AI, Google Gemini or ChatGPT, to identify 3 to 5 themes. And within both of these assignments, we do a lot of that prompt engineering that you've probably heard about before, about actually telling them, this is what I'm looking for. I need this many. Like, don't ask for all the themes in the world, or it will give you 10. So I asked Google Gemini or ChatGPT to identify 3 to 5 themes, compare the AI theme to our class's definition of theme, right? So before this, we would have gone over, how to do themes in class. And then I say, choose 3, write them here, and select your favorite and explain why. Ask the AI to brainstorm to find moments in the story to support the theme, and list the 3 moments here and reflect in 3 to 5 sentence paragraph. Okay, I rushed through that because I want to tell you one issue I do run into sometimes with the AI when I'm having it help students either summarize or suss out specifics from stories. Sometimes the AI won't do it because of copyright, which is why I try to choose stories from the public domain, but still I've butted heads with Google Gemini more than ChatGPT, even though Google Gemini is my fave. They will sometimes not do it because of that. But I like this one a lot because if you have your students first brainstorm what a theme is, a lot of my students have a hard time of the concept of a universal theme. And so I try to get them to say, okay, what is the theme of Hemingway's A Clean, Well-Lighted Place? And they'll say, well, the theme is these two dudes who talk about stuff in a cafe. And then we go through like, no, theme is universal. It's not necessarily, it doesn't refer to the characters, it's universal. And this is actually pretty cool too, because sometimes the AI screws up when it gives them a theme. And I love that because it gives us the opportunity to say, why does this fit a theme? Why does this not fit a theme? And it's been a successful assignment as well. This is my students' reflection. All right. So I love that the AI saw the same theme that I did. I cannot get over how many of my students are just thrilled when they brainstorm something, then they do it on the AI, and the AI matches what they said. And they're like, oh, look at this. It's verified me. I thought the story only had one theme, but AI showed me three. Okay, so this one I want to point out, wow, I had no idea that AI could be a study friend. I liked running ideas by them. And a couple of my students found that to be the most useful part of the assignment. They're like, because if we go back and I said, ask the AI to brainstorm with you. And so I would have them put into the AI or put into ChatGPT, I need help brainstorming some ideas for theme for the story. And of course it will pop and say, okay, I will help you brainstorm some themes. And that way it's more like they're chatting with or talking to the AI. Now, this is super helpful for your really shy students or your students who, or if it's an online class, or if it's students who just don't, know where to go with it. Does it ever hallucinate those moments like it does source citations? I have not had that experience for my students. I can tell you a super embarrassing AI story that I had, if you are interested. I asked the AI to summarize a YouTube, or no, it was either YouTube videos. No, it was a TED Talk. It was a TED Talk that someone did about the hero's journey. And this person had done 2 TED Talks about the hero's journey. So I asked the AI, okay, summarize it, now create 5 questions. It created 5 questions. I put the questions up on Canvas. It took questions from not the TED Talk I was talking about and put them up there, and I did not verify it. So not so much hallucinating as putting the wrong questions up there. So for my students, I haven't had that happen. For me, I did have that happen, and that was just, when you just have to relearn things in life. Like I have to relearn that I'm not very good at drawing. I had to relearn that when you ask the AI to create questions from a reading or from a video, you should double check that the questions actually were in the video or the reading. Yeah, that's how I sold it too, that it was a great teaching moment for students. It gives me ease. It was because I'm so familiar with both the TED Talks, I forgot that it was asking questions from the wrong TED Talk. But it also does, like you're saying, like when I tell them, okay, ask the AI to brainstorm moments with you, you have to know the reading well too. So if the AI comes up with something, you can go back and double check it. Also, because all of this is in support of an essay that is arguing for a theme, it requires that they cite it. So they have to be able to find it in the short story. So that's also helpful. But yeah, I like to call myself out for that one because like I've been, I showed you my timeline. I've been embracing AI since I was first introduced to it in a real way. And I just did this like last quarter, just did this. Very, very embarrassing, but I tell everyone. So apparently I like to make an example out of myself. All right. So that is one thing I do with AI with theme. And like I said, okay. So they really liked it. Yeah, since my family says I won't have a job anymore, that's true. I can play with it lots. Yeah, that's true. I can give it a go. Let's see, moving on. I am, there we go. Okay, this is a recent acquisition of mine, where I talk about finding your writing voice with AI. Because one of the issues that we have with AI is that we want writing to be this wonderful representation of our soul. You know, this is me on a piece of paper. I'm so amazing. Look at who I am. And AI is going to give you a well-written email or a well-written letter that sounds like 10 other people could have written it. I'm just like, oh no, I need some Dionna essence in the letter. Like, where is it? And so this was something I came up with also, because I wanted my students to see the value in not using AI, or at least not relying on AI. So I wanted them to see how it didn't represent them. It wasn't their voice, right? So I've only used this assignment 1 quarter. So I don't have as much experience as I do. The other two I've used several times. This one, well, anyway, I'll walk you through it. It comes from, the origin of it is I've already had them create some thesis statements for usually a persuasive essay, right? This is one that I wrote. Traditional baby showers uphold gender stereotypes that are harmful to overall gender equality in families. Please, those who love traditional baby showers, don't come after me. But I just went to a baby shower and it was unpleasant. So I came up with that. Also, it seems like it couldn't offend too many people, I guess. That way. Let's see. Oh, okay. Some is in a similar assignment, but for a paragraph about a specific topic. Yes. And you will see that I actually do have them take a look at a paragraph. I think it's really, really helpful for them to see, oh, look, this is what the AI would write. This is what I would write. All right. So I have them use their prompt, and this is usually we've created the essay thesis. We've probably created an outline, and I'm going to say, okay, take all of these things, feed them into the AI best you can, and tell it to write a 2-page essay. And I give them a prompt. We try it with just the outline. I also have them try it with, we try it with just the thesis. And then sometimes I have them add the outline, like I just said. So I say, okay, review the essay and choose a paragraph to copy, and then answer the following questions. Which sentence looks like something you would have written, how and why? I always have to put that on there. Otherwise they write the second sentence in the paragraph, and then they move on. So, yeah, that is good. Which sentence looked least like something you would have written? Now, I have run into some self-esteem issues with students about this, where they'll just say, oh, this is better than anything I could ever write. None of this is like anything I could write. And that's just something you handle at the moment. Choose 3 words from the paragraph that are not common in your vocabulary, and talk about which words that you would use instead. I'm going to tell you that this is also a fantastic group assignment. I'm going to move on. Let's see. Okay. So this is the extended version. Describe the AI as though it were a person. What would a person who wrote like this look and act like? And going from that idea of your writing is your representative, how would this falsely represent you if you were to use it as your own? And then I asked them to rewrite a paragraph in their own voice, and then the ever popular reflection moments. This, like I said, I did this as a group assignment, and this part I did as a lone part. So it was enlightening. This is their reaction. The AI sounded nothing like me, but I kind of want to sound like that. I did also get, I will tell you this feedback. I got that this assignment was a lot of work. So take it or leave it. They said it was a lot of work. And because I've only used it once, I am going to tell you that I didn't give myself enough time. I didn't give them enough time. So Um, so let's say it's a second language, higher level group. Can you ask the AI to prompt the target writing like a fifth grader? Yes. Yeah, you can do that. If you create your own chatbot, you absolutely can do that. And I like, this was my favorite reaction. This assignment was hard, but I don't want Chat GPT to be me. So I really thought about how I seem when I write. It is, if nothing else, and I do hope it's more than this, but if nothing else, it is a fabulous way to get them thinking about how they write and what they sound like. All right, let's move on to. All right, we're going to move into the icebreaker section of this, which is slightly different in that I've created QR codes for these particular icebreaker assignments, but the icebreakers are something that I know people love them, they hate them, but I started using them in some of my classes as a way to also introduce the concept of AI. Here's how AI works. Here's how we're going to use AI in the class, that type of thing. So icebreakers, two truths and an AI. I like this one a lot, but it is an icebreaker that takes all day. So you have to be willing to sacrifice your whole first day for this, where you have them write on index cards. I'm assuming everybody is familiar with the two truths and a lie concept. You say two truths and one lie, and everybody has to figure out which is which. I instead have students write on index cards, and this is obviously for hybrid or face-to-face. Group them in 3 to 4 and have them draw an index card, and the group debates which one is the lie. Then they ask the AI to guess and ask its logic. I mean, you ask the guy, and this is tricky because you have to create a prompt that says, hey, I'm going to tell you 3 things. Can you guess which one is not true? And no background, no anything like that. And then it picks one, and then the AI tells you, then you ask the AI, what is your logic for deciding this? If it doesn't already tell you. Gemini just sometimes out and out tells you, this is why I think that. Yeah, that's a good point. I said draw, and I meant like draw or pick out of the bucket. I guess draw, that's not very clear. My bad on that. I did mean like I would crumple them all up. I think I have it more specific in the QR code, but I would have them fold up, put it in a basket or put it somewhere, and then I have the group draw one of the cards from there, and we would talk about that. And you can do it to where all the cards are gone. And then at the end, it's fun because you have the student whose card it is say whether the AI was correct. And again, there are multiple ways to do that. You can have them put it up on the board. You can have just the person say. It depends on your comfort level, the student's comfort level. And like I said, the QR code this is the summarized version. And this has more specifics. Let's see. Oh, do you not? Man, that's terrible. I double checked it and everything. Oh, okay. That is unfortunate because I thought I opened it up to everybody. All right. I will fix that before I share. I get the CPTC to share my stuff. All right. Well, let me, I will go in and fix that after this and make sure everybody has access to it. Because I did it on Google Docs. I thought I shared it with everybody, but maybe I did not. Well, there's more QR codes coming up, so perhaps the QR code is the lie. Yeah, you found the lie. It's the QR code. Okay. Maybe you have to be on Google Docs. Yeah, it is a Google Doc QR code. Just so maybe you have to be on Google to access it. And if you don't have Google Docs, that's cool. I can find other ways. That will be, yeah, I'm getting all kinds of notices that you guys accessed it on Google Docs. Okay. So, and all of my QR codes are through Google Docs. So you probably have to be signed in to that. I made a mistake in my last presentation and I went to one of those free sites to get the QR codes, and then it expired and nobody had access, and it was all very, very sad. And you know, I was probably burned in effigy somewhere. So I went with the Google. All right, we are moving on to, all right, another one I have is Spot the Fake. This is you know, groups have to decide. So you offer a quote and groups have to decide real or AI. This can be fun because you ask the Google Gemini or Chat GPT, come up with a fake quote that sounds like it's from the Declaration of Independence, or come up with a fake quote that sounds like something Ernest Hemingway would have said. And you put them all together, and everybody as a group has to decide real or AI. And you can do this as like a game show situation where you throw it out there, or you can have the groups write it down on paper, you know, like trivia. I'm sure probably none of you go to trivia at, you know, establishments that serve beer, but there is trivia out there. And so kind of like that, you could do, you can have the quotes appear on a screen, or you can draw, which I'm now realizing I need to not stop saying draw and start say choose. And you can use tokens or movement, like everybody move to a certain area. And again, hopefully if you can access the QR code, you can get that. And again, it's just Google. So I'm going to try it real quick. So, well, it works for me. So I'm hoping, if not, I can, you can contact me if you're really interested and you can't access the QR code, just contact me. I have all this stuff written down in papers that I'm more than happy to share. All right. I'm going to go to the chat now. So now there are fun family games from some of these that can be fun. Yeah, I actually, what's really funny is I actually made my family try all of these icebreaker games before I did them for my students. Anytime I had an icebreaker game, I would make my sometimes my parents, and that's really fun because, you know, the baby boomers and the whole technology. My dad's great with technology, but the AI thing was giving him some what for. But yes, absolutely they can be fun in the moment. All right, this is the one actually that I did. I'm going to move on to the next one. Let's see. Okay. AI bingo. This one actually has quickly become my favorite, where you put students in groups and you have them do bingo. Okay, so this does not lead to the bingo card. I'm just going to tell you the next one. I will show you the AI bingo. This actually just leads you to a website where you can create a bingo card, because I spent too long looking for one. And this is just, if you wanted to create your own bingo card, this is just a QR code that'll lead you there. The way this works is I put students in groups, obviously, and I have them work together. One has Google Gemini, one has Chat GPT. Also, it's really important if you can monitor to make sure everybody has the same version. Otherwise, it's not going to be funny. So everybody needs to be using the free version, and you just kind of have to put them on the honor system for that, because the free versions will give you some hilarious answers. But one on Google Gemini, one on Chat GPT, one on Recorder, meaning writing the stuff down. So here's the thing. Offer a prize. Offering a prize is really important. When I did this in front of educators, when I was kind of, you know, introducing everybody to this in front of educators, I bought candy, even though they were educators who were grown-ups. I bought candy for a prize because I thought everybody would be more excited. I was right. People do want prizes. Even when they're grown-up teacher people, they want prizes. So you can offer a prize for first bingo, blackout. For students, though, prizes don't have to cost you money. You don't have to go buy candy. You can give them a free late assignment, or you can give, you know, the winning group a 10 extra credit points. Everybody loves the extra credit points. So any of those are great prizes. Now I will show you what the icebreaker bingo looks like. Okay, I only have 3 by 3. you may want to create a bingo card that has more. But because I've done this in a huge presentation type setting, this was as many as it could handle, because we didn't have enough time to do longer. I think ideally I like to have 4 rows, but I don't get my way. And before anyone asks, yes, I did think up all of these squares myself. These were not they were not AI thought up. All right. So all of these are basically designed to get the students not only to know each other, but to have a little fun using the AI, and to learn the limits of the AI. What can it do? What can it not do? What can it do well? What can it not do? So this one is hard for a lot of people. Have ChatGPT and Gemini give different answers. But it's pretty important because they sometimes do give different answers. And any of you are welcome to steal my AI bingo, but I only have it in this. Like I said, I tried to do the QR code for it and it showed up all wonky. So you can go and create your own one, use my ideas. I've already thought of ways that this could be better, honestly. And my husband he's a manager, like he has team meetings at his work, right? He totally stole this and took it to work and didn't even tell me. He came back, he's like, oh, everybody worked, all my team, they loved your AI bingo. And I was like, you took my AI bingo to work? So it's great fun. And some of it is harder than others. Have the AI write a haiku. I don't, that's not very hard. You just write in like, write a haiku. So I think if I were to do this again, I would give it more parameters of a haiku, right? Or you could have a haiku off, like whatever. This one is difficult, but it does work. And have the AI refuse to do something. That was harder than people thought. I will say that please learn from my knowledge and make sure you put a rating on this. Okay. All things should be PG-13 and below in the university level, because some of the things that some people came up with to ask the AI to do were not appropriate. So, yeah, be careful on that one. But still, it actually was really hard to get the AI to refuse to do something. I know. I didn't see it coming because I first saw it at the educator thing and they were like, let's just say it asked it to make a joke. Someone asked it to make an inappropriate joke. Doesn't like the word turgid. Okay. All right. The one that was the most fun, I think, was, I have to tell you that one of the people who did this actually got the AI to refuse to insult somebody. Like they asked the AI, could you write me some insults for my boss if I tell you about him? And it said, no, I won't do that. So the other thing that was really fun was, I did learn, like, asking the AI to lie to you. The other parameter I'm going to tell you to tell it is you have to put on there, you cannot tell the AI you're doing this for an icebreaker, because one of the people in the presentation did actually get it to lie by saying, oh, but I'm doing an icebreaker game, so can you lie to me? Playing a game with the AI, get it to play a game with you. And this one, get Google. This one actually comes courtesy of my Gen Z daughter, who's all into the zodiac. And she said, oh, you should have them get Google Gemini to guess your zodiac. She and her friends use an AI that's embedded in Snapchat. I'm not as familiar with Snapchat, but apparently there's an AI there that they can chat with. And he or she, however you want to gender the AI, does things like this, plays games and does the Gemini, or does the zodiac. It's actually a lot harder than you think to get it to guess your zodiac without knowing your birthday. But the one that was really hard, and this is the one that you have to make sure that students are all using the new, that makes sense that high schoolers have used the Snapchat AI. I think it actually was out before we all became comfortable with AI. I think Snapchat was way ahead of the game and got AI in there. I am going to say that you have to reiterate again, you have to make sure everybody's using the same version. of the AI, because when I said get Google Gemini to create a meme about a dog. Now, if you have the advanced versions of these things, the paid for versions, it's much easier to do this. It's a lot of fun when you don't have the paid for versions. And it also opens up the opportunity for you to talk about the difference between the paid for and the not paid for. So if you have somebody who cheats, and you're going to be able to tell right away with this one will catch them out if they are using the paid versions, because I will show you what the free versions come up with. First, I said, use Google Gemini to create a meme. I asked it to create a meme. First of all, this cat's all kinds of wrong with the eyes and the whatever. Also, it's not a meme. There's no writing. But that's what it gave me. Yes, I did the debriefing after the game. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. It's very weird, but it's a great opportunity to kind of bring out, hey, this is what it can do. This is what it can't do. And also, the inequity of it is if you pay for it, you get better stuff. But one of the ways we keep ourselves in the conversation, one of the ways our own critical thinking is going to work for this is if we do use the free version, in my opinion. All right. And equity. Let's see. Yes, they Meta AI is there in both Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp. That's true. I'm not as familiar with those, but yes, there's a Meta AI out there and all these other social media areas that that can create much better things. And also that the kids I shouldn't say kids, that students might be more familiar with it. And then this is my favorite. I asked it to create a meme about a dog. I have no idea where that potato came from. I just said, create a meme about a dog. And that's what I got. Actually, it gave me 4, but I don't know what's going on with this. So it's my favorite. It's my favorite. What the heck is AI doing? Right. And I will say that's true. Some of a lot of the young people, they don't like Facebook. Okay. So one of the questions is, and this is a really good question, how long do I predict that until the free versions become as good as the paid versions with the speed of growth in the sector? Yeah, I think about that a lot. I don't have a crystal ball, but I do think about how long before, because we talk about it all the time, right? That this is just improving so quickly that what we learned, I talk about only being in AI a year, and it's still what I was working with and what I dealt with last time or at the beginning are not, it's completely different now. Oh, okay. Well, I only have a minute now. We have to get off of my potato dog, but let's admit it's pretty funny. Great fun for students, great debrief. And we also talk about, improvement. We get to talk about all the stuff we're talking about now with them. All right. So really quickly, this is what worked. This is what did not work. I did not have luck with AI with discussion posts. I did have colleagues who did. And this is my QR code for the slides. Again, you do have to be logged into Google for it to work, but these are my slides. And I won't go over them because I'm out of time, but I have bonus slides with other assignments. All right, so I'm going to go. If you would like if you can't get the QR code, if you don't have Google, then you can email me. I will send you everything. All right. That might suggest the power requirements. Yeah, that is that. That is what I have for you today in the land of AI.
Thank you so much, Dionna. Are there any questions?
Everybody's really just excited by the dog and the potato. I know.
pretty funny.
I can't resist it. This is the QR code for the slide. I don't know. Are there, James, are we downloading slides for people? I mean, I'm assuming we are. There's a repository for the slides, yeah?
Yeah, so we can make those slides available to people in the session through the
Mhm.
Hoover app if everybody is using that. And also, I would like to encourage anyone who is not using the Hoover app to use it and to take a look at some of the things you can interact with us and send us messages. And there's also a couple of participation games, and we will also have we'll have the presentations and slides for people to reference. Yeah, thank you
Oh,
so much. Are there any more
yeah.
questions for Dionna?
So I tried to install the Hoover app, and it asked me for some sort of code from CPCTC.
It's asking you for a code. I will. I also I don't have too much knowledge about accessing the app, but
Well,
if you give me your name, I will send you some detailed instructions.
it did email me a code when I had to go onto my email and get the code.
Yeah, it emailed me a code too, and then as I kept going through it, it asked me for, I can't remember the word, but it used another word that was different than the words used in the email, and I couldn't continue to use the app, even though I got in and signed up. I was having that issue, so I switched because I signed up with two emails, and I guess they only used one of them. I don't know. Just check and make sure you're using the right email. That was what I found. Kind of tripped me up.
Right, and like Dionna was saying, that there should be an email sent out to invite you to log into the Hoover app.
I'll check my spam folder and email some email. Is there a general email that I can send to?
Yes, actually, if you would like to contact us directly, I will put the email in the chat right now. That's for Teaching and Learning Center, TLC at Clover Park Technical College.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so James, is there somewhere I'm supposed to be sending my slides?
I'll be in contact with you. If you send it to me, I will make sure that they get uploaded.
Okay. Okay, cool. I always feel vain about that. Like, what if nobody wants your slides? You don't know.
I think people desperately would like your
I
slides.
know they're desperate for the slides.
Yes, I would like
Oh,
it.
yeah. Okay. Well, I'm out then.
I also would like to remind people we will send an email to them about tomorrow. We look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific time, for our second day of the AI Institute. So if there are any questions, please let me know in the chat. And otherwise, thank you so much for being part of the newbies track. It was a fantastic day, and we had such wonderful speakers. And I want to say thank you to Dionna Faherty again.
It was fun. I like talking about AI. Probably too much.
Perfect.
I
Perfect
just
for
I
an
just think
AI Institute.
yeah, well, I just think everybody's gonna talk about the dog and the potato. That's my goal.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Bye. I'm gonna go now. That's okay. See ya. I'm gonna stop my share. Woo, hey.
Okay, everyone. Have a wonderful day. We will see you tomorrow.